It's a little earlier than we're used to. This is just a few minutes past my LSA legal takeoff time. Civil morning twilight. Flying out to a breakfast at a grass runway airport southwest of here. It's Red Stewart. It's a very old school airport. Just love it. They have a Stearman, a couple Piper Cubs, a glider, all for rent at very reasonable prices, really. Alright, let's get started. Okay. Let's get the audio hooked up to the GoPro before we forget. Now let's get the engine started and we can fool around with that all we want. Let's get the engine started. So there's our choke. Audio hooked up. Okay, now we have audio, and we are 75 degrees on the oil. That's going to take a little while. We're going direct to 40 India, which, as previously mentioned, is a very nice old school airport, about 50 miles away, which with lots of interesting airplanes available for rent. I flew a Stearman out there. It's not working. 40 India? Yes, 40 India. There it is, Red Stewart Airfield. There you go. Okay, we're all set. Direct to that. And really just waiting on the oil. Runway is my choice. The control tower is still closed and winds are calm, so I can do anything I want on the runway. Which normally is 22, which is the closest, and is also the direction we want to head, I believe. Yeah, 150, very close to it. So we can wait here, or we can wait down there, one way or the other. I think we'll go ahead and go on down there, and I'll sit and have some coffee while I wait for the oil to warm up, and I'll get back with you. And there's the sun just coming up. You do see the most interesting things at the airport early in the morning. I was surprised to see as I came out here. There's a big blimp parked down here. You might be able to see off in the distance there. That's not the best view of it. That's its back end. Not the best side of a blimp. View is far superior from one of the sides. There it is. You're starting to see it, I think. I never know where this camera's pointed. Take my word for it. There's a blimp out there. There. Maybe you can see it now. I'll get another glance as we go by. There it is. DirecTV blimp. I think it looks like the one that used to be the MetLife Snoopy blimp. They all look alike, of course, except for the Goodyear, which is just gigantic. Well, that's sitting there. I'm not sure what the event is. We had a home game last night. Actually, it was yesterday afternoon. Didn't see any blimp shots, so it's probably not for that. And it's a preseason game, which they won like 72-10. Not really even a game. Exhibition. So not sure what that's in town for. It is Labor Day weekend. I think there would be a plethora of options for blimp-worthy activities. Hard to think of what they've got going on here today. But I won't be here for it. I'm going flying, so I flat don't care. That was amusing. I got a nice little travel mug of coffee, which I tried to take a drink of without moving the little microphone piece out from in front of my mouth, and now it smells of coffee, which is not a bad thing necessarily, but some of it splashed on my nose and on my glasses. Glad I'm alone. All right, quick run up, and I'll be back for you for the takeoff. I'm Bold Traffic Experimental 284 Delta Golf, departing runway 22, departing to the west, Bold Traffic. Departing right out from runway heading. Very little effort required on my part. That's the way I like it. go. This thing loves to climb in the morning. At 71 knots and over 1,000 foot per minute climb. If I hadn't already, I'd be falling in love with this airplane right now. Look at a 77, 76 knots, 1,500 foot per minute climb. Oh, that's nice. All right, well, it's calm, smooth air. It's kind of dark. I don't know that you can see anything at all. There's a little bit of ground haze, but you probably won't be able to pick that out. Just the very low-lying areas will have a little bit of patchy fog. Clear sky, just a few clouds off there. Very, very nice. I'm going to take it up to about 3,500 and level it out. Probably let the autopilot do the flying. So talk to you later. I've had my first cup of coffee in the morning in some pretty interesting places. Took a cruise once. Nobody gets up early like I do, even on a cruise. So I'd get up and it was one deck up, find some coffee already made. Another deck up was the main deck. And then you could get all the way up by that funnel. And I'd get up there with that, by that funnel. I'd be the only one awake other than the people driving the ship. A lot of times it would be docking, you know, Belize or someplace like that. Everybody sleeps through all that. I'm up there having my first cup of coffee. That's probably maybe a little better than this. It was probably better coffee. But I got to tell you, this isn't so bad. Do have to watch for spillage. That was a little sloppy. All right, well, we've got another 20 minutes to go, and I'll turn you back on for the landing. It's an interesting place. It's a nice grass runway. Shouldn't be a lot of traffic yet. There will be later today. It's pretty much your definition of an uncontrolled field. With a lot of Nordos, they have gliders and such forth with no radio, so it's really an eyes open, pay attention kind of thing. So I'll have the camera on, but I'm not going to be paying much attention to it. So talk to you in a bit. Hey, it's me again. We're not ready to land or anything like that. We're still 15 minutes out. Just thought you might like to see some of the scenery kind of scrolling by underneath. It's very flat and rural out here. This time of year, it's probably the worst time of year for an emergency landing. It's still better than, you know, over the mountains or water. But you have a lot of tall crops in the fields these days. It's getting late in the season. It's September. The kind of spotty yellow and green is corn, and the darker green is soybeans. The soybeans are shorter. The corn, of course, is taller. I've always heard, I don't know if there's any evidence behind this, but I've always heard if you have a choice, you really want to go for the corn rather than the beans. The corn is going to beat the hell out of the airplane, but the beans are basically vines. And I guess it's kind of like water. You grab something grabs hold of that landing gear quickly like that, it could potentially flip the plane over. I'm not sure one way or the other, but given that as soon as the engine quits, I believe this airplane belongs to the insurance company. I'm going to take, even if it's just anecdotal, I'm going to take the best advice I've been given, or the only advice I've been given, and aim for the corn. Now down right below, you can see some corn that's been harvested. Those would be great little runways. They'd be rough as hell, but a lot less destructive. No reason not to use them. There are roads out here, but the roads almost universally have power lines right on the edge of them. And I'm not sure what that means in relation to my wingspan. Those roads are typically only 17 or 18 feet wide. My wingspan is something like 32 or something like that. So it seems like those would pretty much prohibit the use of any of these country roads, and I would actually have to aim. I'd have to aim for one of these fields. Now there's a nice big highway right here. That's Highway 35. If something were to happen right now, that's exactly where I would go. That's a nice big, lightly used highway. So that big, there's a little lake right out in front of us that you might be able to see. Out on the horizon's a much bigger one. That bigger one, we've got to get past that. So that's still 23 miles away. The clock is showing about 12 minutes. Looks like there's a little bit of fog sitting on the lake, which should be a problem. I'm not going to land on the lake. So we got a little bit to go. I'll talk to you in a bit. Well, as we get closer to that so-called lake, that's actually not a lake. The lake is there to the left, and we'll wait a bit, and maybe I'll get you a clearer picture if this doesn't work out. The spot that looked like the big lake is actually fog. I think there might be a little river running through there that it's sitting on top of. Hopefully the airport is clear, and it should be. That stuff, today it's not super humid. It's been actually quite a few nice, dry, cool, clear days. That's likely to clear up very quickly once the sun gets up and temperatures get just a few degrees higher. We'll find out when we get there, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. But I do want to correct the record. That was not the lake. The lake is right over there. The rest of that is just a little bit of patch of ground fog. So we'll be landing here in about 8 minutes and see how it goes. All right. So you can probably see that ground fog a little bit closer. That's definitely the lake right there to the left and the ground fog. The airport is really, looking at the GPS, somewhere in there. I can't believe it's down in that lower valley though. I think that's Mad River or something like that coming through. I don't really know the names of the rivers, but I think the airport's going to be just past that. But again, we'll find out here in just a couple minutes. The GPS is saying we got 6 minutes to go. I'm still up high. I'm going to go ahead and descend down to about 2,500, I think. So I'll take that down right now. So 2,500 and down, and we won't need a whole lot of throttle to do that. Go ahead and pull that back. And we'll just start looking for the airport. It's going to be off the far end of that lake. We don't really have any natural lakes in Ohio. That's a reservoir, which is why you have that odd shape. That's the valley as it filled in. But it's going to be just beyond the far tip of that, which is actually probably the fattest part of that ground fog. So jury is still out. We'll see what happens. If it is socked in, there is another runway. There's another airport just a few miles on if I wanted to go sit it out. I really don't have the gas to orbit around for a great deal of time. I do have some traffic coming, 900 feet below us, about 7 or 8 miles away, about my, well, pointing right at it. We're not going to see that. Don't know where he's headed, maybe out of Waynesville, we'll see. Coming from that direction anyway, which I keep an eye out for him. Yeah, this fog is just positioned where it's kind of spilled out of the banks of the little valley, so we're still 9 miles away. Hopefully it's just the other side of this fog. Be just my luck that it popped right on top of the airport. All right, 7 to go. Still looking at fog, a sea of fog. Wow, and if you all see an airport out there, drop me a note in the comments. I'd like to know where it is. And I think I see it. It's down in those trees there, I think. It's there's a road that runs right along in front of the runway. That might be it just past the fog as it comes up out of the valley. I think it's a grass runway, and of course looking at the environment around here, as you can imagine, a grass runway can be hard to pick out. But I'm pointing right at a nice rectangular shape, and I think I see the hangars down in the lower left corner, which is where they belong. We're 5 miles out. That could easily be 5 miles. So it looks like we're going to be okay. It looks like we'll come right over the top of that. You can see with the fog sitting on the water down there. There's a little, maybe you can see it, there's a little pond down there. I'm not sure what's under the rest of this fog. It just might be cooler air trapped down in the little valley there. It does look an awful lot like a river, but no guarantees of that. I can't be held to that. I'm just postulating at this point. All right, well, there's the road. Yeah, I think that's the runway right there. Okay, we're going to be fine. We're going to go ahead and I don't want to go directly across it, so I'm going to start actually flying. Autopilot is off. Got another, we're 500 above pattern altitude, so I can lose a little bit of altitude. And we'll just make a crosswind into a left downwind for what's called runway 28. There won't be numbers painted on it, it's grass for crying out loud. Yeah, that's the runway. Okay, we're all set. Yeah, don't know if you can see it, but if you look at the kind of fog there, look up, first big, kind of different color green because it's grass instead of crops. You might be able to see that. If not, you're going to see it in about 1 minute as we go over it. Now we're just looking for other airplanes because gliders don't mind coming up early in the morning like this. So you could get a little bit of that. And it is a fly-in today, so there could be other people. It's just keeping an eye out for them. Now you're starting to see the outline of the runway. They've got little markers and everything. So we're all set. TPA is 2,000 feet, we're at 2,100, so we're just about there. Okay, I think we can start our crosswind any minute now. There are definitely a few airplanes there already, so it won't be alone, which is nice. Not sure where the parking area is. Maybe it's just anywhere I can find. We'll figure that out when we get there. Worry about the landing for now. Still nothing in the pattern that I'm seeing. It's just a gorgeous morning for this. That's beautiful. Look at that. I'll try to get a still out of that. All right, we're down to 90 knots. We're just about down to flat speed.
Carlisle, traffic says 9372 Bravo is departing the Saturn to the northeast. Carlisle.
I didn't catch that airport, but it's not this one. That's all that matters. Ooh, boy, back into the sun's going to be interesting. All right, wow, look at this. What a nice, nice morning. All right, let's get those flaps down. Doesn't look like there's any wind to speak of. Windsock is just limp. That's nice. This is the direction I want to go. I don't want to land into this sun. But that fog just goes forever. That's really neat. All right, we'll come out of here over the fog and make that our base leg. Still not seeing any traffic anywhere. Get up early in the morning, you get to beat the rush hour traffic, right? All right, there she is over our left shoulder.
Anybody at Red Stewart Airport, and what runway are we using?
I'm just turning left base for 28.
28, thank you.
We are not alone. There's a hot air balloon right there. Look at that. In my way. Not really, but there's a hot air balloon.
And let's do it for Delta Golf turning final runway 28.
Pretending like I've been making calls the whole way. All right, we got trees right off the end of the runway. This grass might be a little wet. Oh, there's a bunch of balloons down there. There's 2 more balloons down there. This calm air, they love the calm air. Because I guess if you have no control over where you're going, you don't want to go very quickly, right? All right, we'll aim for the little gap between the trees here. There's going to be lots of witnesses to this, so let's not screw it up. All those trees are pretty as you go right over them. All right, here we go. This kind of slopes uphill, so we're going to need a little more flare than usual.
Engine speed.
That wasn't bad until just now. Yeah, grass is slickery. Doesn't matter, we got just tons of runoff here. Plenty of runway left, doesn't matter if the grass is a little slickery. Oh, there's a steerman over there, that's nice. Somebody had a little swervy takeoff there, didn't they? Let's just park wherever you want. Find us a spot here. They're all camping, I'm gonna wake all them up if I land over there. I'll go up here by this little Piper, or whatever that is. Looks like a Cherokee. Not really sure the best place to go here. Go down here a little bit. Watch out for the chairs. That sun blinding you? Because it's not doing me any favors either. All right, we'll park right by this Cherokee here. Right by the sign that says Red Stewart Airfield. Look at that. Learn to fly here. Is that a hint? All right, here we are. Thanks for riding along.
Remember how I said the grass on the runway is kind of wet? I didn't think it was that wet.
What's your temp, Dave? 99. Okay, we can wait a couple minutes. I'm at 113. It's a bit of a taxi if you want to go ahead and go. Okay. I got to start real gentle. I got a Kid Fox or something behind me.
Okay, on our way out, look at the crowd. Remember what it was like when I first got here? Get here early, I always say. You'll be glad you did. I got Kyle up in front of me, Kyle and his dad Don. We'll be taking off right behind them. Lots and lots of airplanes. Wow. Look at them. They go all the way up the top of the runway. This guy's going to take middle of the runway. I think we want to go to the end. Grass adds a lot of resistance to the takeoff. I'd probably go ahead and do one notch of flaps. I very rarely do that, but this is a soft field. So I'll take that first notch of flaps. Surely this isn't the end of the runway. I'm not sure why we're stopping here.
I'm 110. Okay, I'm good to go. I'm going to go all the way up the end here. Appreciate that. Red Stewart traffic, Zenith 701 here from Bravo, departing 08.
Ah, look at them all. There's that boxer. That's a pretty dog. Brindle. I like the brindles.
Waynesville, Skylane 5358 Bravo, departing runway 08 Waynesville.
Boy, this is the cheap parking out here.
I'm good. Okay, do a little run up here and I'll be ready. I get turned around.
I'm doing an idle speed run up. I got a lot of planes behind me. Not so much a run up, just a mag check. It's all good. And I should put in a destination.
And Waynesville traffic, Seminole flight of 2 would be taking runway 8, Waynesville.
This should be interesting.
Just keep rolling on into it, I'm good. Okay, here we go.
He didn't use any flaps. There's the smoke.
All right, be seeing you guys.
Traffic.
I got you. Yeah, I'm going to head on straight from here. Okay, I'll make a left turn out here and we're going to park the other way.
What a pretty day. Wow, wow, wow.